8-year-old Maya loved Saturdays more than any other day of the week, not because there was no school, not because she could sleep in, but because Saturdays meant Grandpa Joe's house. The moment Maya's mum parked the car, she was already unbuckled, dashing up the garden path that smelled of roses and fresh-baked bread. "Grandpa Joe, I'm here," she shouted, bursting through the gate. And there he was, tall, silver-haired, wearing his favourite blue jumper with tiny holes near the elbows. Grandpa Joe was kneeling in the garden, his hands covered in dirt and his face glowing with a smile that could melt away any worry. "Ah, my little sunflower," he said, opening his arms wide, "just in time to help me talk to the tomatoes." Maya giggled. "Grandpa, tomatoes can't talk." "Of course they can," Grandpa said seriously. "They just need someone to listen." And just like that, the day began, as it always did, with laughter, curiosity, and love. Inside the cozy kitchen, the smell of cinnamon toast and butter filled the air. Grandpa Joe whistled a tune as he cooked. "Grandpa, how do you make your toast taste so good?" Maya asked between bites. He winked. "It's a secret recipe. 1 pinch of cinnamon, 2 spoons of love, and a whole lot of stories." He wasn't lying about the stories. Every meal came with one. Stories about when he was young, when there were no mobile phones, when games meant running outside until the streetlights came on, and when a penny could buy a piece of candy. Sometimes Maya would laugh so hard she'd nearly choke on her toast. Other times she'd listen quietly, eyes wide, trying to imagine her grandpa as a little boy climbing trees and chasing frogs. After breakfast came adventure time. That's what Grandpa Joe called it. Sometimes they went fishing by the old lake. Sometimes they built kites and raced them across the park. But Maya's favourite days were the ones when they stayed home, painting, fixing old clocks, or gardening together. One afternoon, while they were planting sunflowers, Maya frowned. "Grandpa, why do you always tell me to take my time? Everyone else says hurry up." Grandpa smiled, brushing dirt off his hands. "Because, my dear, when you rush, you miss the best parts. The world has its own rhythm. The trick is to listen." He tapped his ear gently. "Even the flowers grow 1 inch at a time. Slow and steady, that's nature's way." Maya thought about that for a long time. Then one rainy Saturday, Grandpa Joe wasn't in the garden. He was inside, sitting in his favourite armchair, wrapped in a blanket. His voice was softer that day, his laugh quieter, but his eyes, they still twinkled when he saw Maya. "Ah, my sunflower," he said, reaching out his hand. "The garden missed you." They couldn't go outside that day, so they played chess and watched old films. When it was time to leave, Maya hugged him tight, tighter than usual. "I love you, Grandpa," she whispered. "I love you more," he whispered back. "Remember, the world slows down when you smile." A few months later, Grandpa Joe passed away peacefully in his sleep. Maya cried for days. She missed his stories, his laugh, his cinnamon toast, and the way he made everything feel okay. That spring, Maya and her mum went back to Grandpa's garden. The soil was dark and rich, the air full of memories. Right there in the middle of the garden were tall golden sunflowers, the ones they had planted together. Maya smiled through her tears. "Hi, Grandpa," she whispered. "The tomatoes are growing fine." A warm breeze rustled the leaves. For a moment, it almost felt like Grandpa Joe was standing right beside her, humming that same tune he always did when he worked in the garden. Maya looked up at the sky and smiled, because she finally understood Grandpa hadn't really gone. He lived in her laughter, her patience, and the way she took her time with everything she loved. The moral of the story: the bond between a grandparent and grandchild never truly ends. Even when they're gone, their love, lessons, and laughter stay with us, growing, blooming, and shining forever, just like sunflowers in the sun. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.